So in yesterday's class, we were discussing about the content blocks, right? And we had discussed about the dynamic content block. So today we'll be discussing about one content block that was remaining yesterday, and that is enhanced dynamic content block. And then we'll move on to templates and messages. So let's just start. So for this, what we need to do, we need to basically prepare one Excel sheet first, and then we'll be uploading that Excel sheet, and then we will see that how we can create this content block. Okay, so okay, we have this CSV file. Okay, so this is a CSV file, you can see, and here we have two columns, city and content. Okay, so this will be basically your criteria, and if the criteria matches, what is the content that you want to show. Okay, so this is the way we have to prepare the Excel file. So here we have, if city is equals to Hyderabad, then we'll show this content. If city is equals to Nagpur, then we'll show this content. If city is equals to Delhi, then we'll show this content. And if we if the value, like if the city value that is in the data extension does not match any of these values, then the default content would be shown to the user. Okay, so in dynamic content block, what we do, we basically prepare all the text content blocks and everything. So that is a lengthy process. Instead of that, what we can do, we can prepare the CSV file, and then this way we can do it. So this is a CSV file which is already prepared. So what I'll do, so I'll come over here. Okay, so I'll come to the upload option, and here we have something called enhanced dynamic content. So we have to upload this CSV file first. So I'll click on this one, and then here we can browse the file and then upload it. So I'll click on browse button, and then I'll be uploading this one. Click on next. Okay, so here it is asking us that that we have two columns, right, city and content. So which column that you want to make as a primary key? So whatever the field or whatever the column that you will make as a primary key, that will be treated as a criteria. Okay, and the another field that will be considered as a text content, right? That will be the content that will be shown to the user. So we are making the city field as a primary key. It means like sample content would be, let's say if city is equals to Hyderabad, then this is the content that would be shown. Now here we have two options, text and image. So either we can create this content as a text content block or the image content block. Okay, so since it is not an image, so we'll be using the text. The another possibility could be, let's say we want to show different images to the user based on their city. Okay, so let's say if somebody is from Delhi, so maybe we can show, let's say Qutub Minar or any historical place which represents Delhi. For Hyderabad, maybe we can show a picture of Charminar, right? So similarly, based on the different cities, we might want to show the different images. So in that case, we have to put the URL over here. Okay, so here we have to mention the URL of the image, and then here we'll use the create as image. So it will create the image content block instead of text. So we'll click on next button now. This will explain you later. So it is basically how we want to link it. So we will be linking this with the field in the data extension. So right now we are good. We'll click on review. Okay. So this is the property, file upload, data preparation, and everything. So these are the different conditions, and these are the different content blocks that will be created. So now I'll click on import button. Okay, so we already have this file exist in the location, so that is why it is not allowing me. Let me go to this folder. So let me try to upload over here. Okay, so import is successful and we have imported this mapping. Okay, so this is the mapping, this is the CSV file that we have uploaded. Now we'll be using this one to create the enhanced dynamic content block. So what we will do, we'll click on create button, come to content blocks, click on enhanced dynamic content, and here we will be choosing the mapping. So I'll go to our folder that we had created 0 in Lahore, and here I'll choose this mapping that we have uploaded. Click on select button. Okay, so now, okay, so here it is asking that these are the different city values. So from where these values are going to come. So this value we can pick up from either data extension or the profile attribute. So we'll choose, let's say, data extension, and then we have to link the data extension field from where these values are going to come. So let's select, so we can select the city field from here and click on done. Okay, so in dynamic content block, what we do, we basically create all these rules, right? We create all these content blocks, we create all these rules, and we mention the criteria that if city is equals to Hyderabad, then show this content, show that content, right? So here we don't need to do all of these things. We just have to prepare the Excel file, and then we have to create this dynamic enhanced dynamic content block, and everything will be taken care of, right? So let me just save this. It will work exactly the same way. Let me show you how. Enhanced. So let's say we have this email message. Click on edit content. Here we'll click on done and go to the preview and test. Okay, so you can see that if city is equals to Hyderabad, then it is showing welcome to Hyderabad, right? So this is the dynamic content, and that is it is showing. So if the city name is not available, then it is showing just welcome to city. If it is Delhi, then welcome to Delhi. So now, can anybody tell me, like, what did you understand about the dynamic content block and enhanced dynamic content block? Like, if you get a requirement, so you would be using dynamic content block or the enhanced dynamic content block? I mean, in what requirement or in what scenarios you would be using each one? Okay, so let me give you a requirement, and then you can tell me that which block that you will be using. So let's say we have the customers from different countries. Some customers wants to receive the email in English language. Some wants to receive in Spanish language. Okay, so we have to develop an email message in which we want to show the content dynamically, right? So for those customers who want to receive in English language, we have to display the content in English. And for those customers who want to receive in Spanish, we'll be displaying the content in Spanish. So like which content block that you would be using, like dynamic or enhanced dynamic?
dynamic here.
Mhm. Okay, and why not enhanced dynamic?
Because anyways we have the two segments where we can provide these many customers can can be sent in English, and these many customers in Spanish.
Mhm. Okay, yeah. So let's say if you want to create, let's say 50 different conditions, then in that case, we would be using the enhanced dynamic, right? So because creating all these 50 conditions in the dynamic content block would be less efficient, right? So yeah. And one more difference that we have between the two is that with the dynamic content block, you can populate the any type of content dynamically. So we have now seen all the different type of content, right? We have seen all these different type of content blocks, text, image, HTML, free form, image carousel, layout, and everything. So anything that you want to populate dynamically, you can use a dynamic content block. But with enhanced dynamic, we only have two options. Either we can show the text dynamically or the images. But let's say if we have a requirement in which we have to populate the collection of images through the image carousel dynamically. Okay, so let's say the city is equals to Delhi, then we want to show rolling images, or the moving images in the image carousel to Delhi customers. And if somebody is, let's say, Hyderabad, then we want to show the different set of images. So that cannot be achieved through the image enhanced dynamic content block, right? Because it can either populate the image or the text, but not any other content block. Okay, so is that clear now?
But here you uploaded CSV file, right?
Right.
But you said you have to upload the Excel file.
Yeah, I mean Excel or CSV. I mean you would be uploading a CSV file. There you can choose a delimiter, right? So while uploading, you can choose a delimiter if it is a CSV file or a tab delimited. So
Okay.
yeah, I mean I meant the same thing, which is a CSV file only.
Okay. Okay.
Mm. Okay, so now we'll be talking about the email templates. So what are the email template? So email template basically gives you a basic structure, or you can say a framework. On top of it, you can build the email message. One thing that you need to keep in mind is that we always send the email messages. Okay, email messages are sendable, whereas the email templates are not sendable, right? We cannot send the email template itself to the customer. We can use the email template to develop the to build the email message. Okay, so there's a difference between the two. Email template is just a framework, it's just the structure that helps us to build the email message, but eventually we have to build the email message to send the email to the customers. Okay, so when you want to develop the email template, so we have two ways. One is paste HTML. So if we have the existing HTML code, then we can use that and we can just create the template out of it. Another one is the from existing template. So let's see this in detail. So here we have four different standard categories that Marketing Cloud provides us to create the template. So first one is the basic one. Okay. Now in the basic template that you get, you will get the different type of content blocks that we can place. Let's say, so let's say I'm designing this email. Let's say I'm designing a welcome email. Okay. Now, whenever somebody, let's say, becomes a customer, we want to send a welcome email. And this is the format that I want to choose to send the welcome email, in which I can see that here we can place the company logo. Here we can have some text, maybe a welcome text or welcome content. And then here we can have some let's say a learn more button. And maybe let's say if it's an e-commerce website, we can show some products which are, let's say, best products or best sell products to the new customers. Okay, and then here we can have some links. So based on our requirement, we can choose a template, and then we can use that template to build the email messages. So if you get the requirement to develop the email message, and you think that okay, this is the structure that we can use, then you can take the template from here. So let me just save this now. So that is a basic template. Okay. Next type of template that we have is empty template. Okay. Now in empty template, in a basic template, we get the idea of what type of content that we can place, right? We can place some images over here, we can place some text. So we get a structure in which we also have the idea of what type of content that should be placed. But in empty, we only get the structure, but we don't have any idea that what kind of content that we can place over here. Okay. So it is completely empty, and we can place the content of our own choice. Here we can place some images, text, HTML, whatever we want to place. Okay. Also, we can go with the blank page, where we will get the blank page in which we can design the template on our own. Okay. So here we can drag and drop the content block. So let's say if I want to have the image over here. Okay. So generally, I mean, the use of template is um, to build the images eventually, right? So we generally use a template as a master page, and that template we can use in like across all the email messages, all across all the email messages. So here, generally what we do, we keep the logo, and then let's say we have one more, let's say a text content block, and here we will be keeping the footer of the image. Okay. So this is the template that we are using. Here we have the logo, and here we have the let's say using across different email messages. Okay. Apart from that, if you think that there are more things that you want to keep same across different email messages, maybe some hero image or anything like that, then you can also put it over here. So now let me just save this. Third type of template that we have is a themed one. So here we get the idea about what kind of content that we can place. Along with that, we also get some of the styling options. So let's say if we are designing the email message for one of the restaurant, then we can choose this theme of the restaurant one or restaurant two or restaurant three. And then we can design our email message. So let's say if I'll click on select button over here. Okay, so here here we can place the company logo, and here we can put the phone number. Here we can have some hero image. Over here we can have some product images, product description, and things like that. Okay, so based on our use case, we can choose the template. So let's go back. And the last one that we have is a saved one. So whatever the templates that we are saving, we have saved 3 templates. So if you want to create any other template based on the existing template, then you can choose from the save template. Okay, let it load. So is it like you copy a data extension, right? And then you can create a new data extension out of it. So it's like if you want to create a new template using the existing template, then you can choose any one of these and click on select, and then you make some of the modifications. Right. So once let's say we have the template ready, what we can do, we can create the email message out of it. So we'll click on the email message, and here we have different options to create the email message. One is that the template based email messages. So we have the template ready, right? So we have seen that we can create the email message using the basic template. We can also create the message using the empty template, theme template, and also the save template. Okay, so let's say let me choose one of the save template. Okay, so let's say this is the template that I want to go ahead with, and click on select. Okay, here I can provide the name. Let's say theme template email. Okay, I'll click on next. So this is the template that I get. Now I can make the modifications as well. Let's say if I don't want to have this text content block, so I can delete this one as well. Okay, so I can delete it. Let's say after this I want to have another image content block, then I can place the image content block over here. Okay, so whatever the modifications that you want to make, you can make that. I think the system is slow today. Let me go back. Okay, let me edit this. So when you choose a template, what all options that you have? So uh, the already existing content blocks that we can have, we can configure these content blocks. Let's say we can replace the image, we can configure the images and everything. That's something we can do. If you want to delete any content block, we can do. If you want to add any additional content block, that's something we can do, right? So all of these things you can do. So these are the empty content blocks that you can drag and drop, and then you have to configure. So already existing content blocks, if you want to place them in your email message, how you can do that? You will come to the content, and the content blocks that you have already created, you can choose these content blocks to use in your email messages. Okay, next we have layout. So let's say if you want to place a layout that 2 column 3 column, and then in that layout you want to place the content blocks, so that's something you can do. In design, so these are the different styling. So if you want to change the template, the template level, border, padding, margins, all of these things we already have talked about. So if you want to change the body color, padding, specific, and again the same thing. Okay. So this is how we can create the template theme based email message. Next we have is the HTML based email message.
Can
Mhm.
we, can we, build a template outside and can we import this or only we can use whatever they are providing? email
Yeah.
templates,
Yeah. So
externally.
yeah. So if the external template, is in the HTML format, then you can copy the HTML code and then paste it in the in marketing cloud. So that's possible, but we cannot, import the template as such in marketing cloud if it is in a different format.
Okay, got it.
So next we have the HTML email. So here what you have to do, you have to copy and paste your entire HTML and then you can use this one, right? So here are a couple of options that we will be talking about. So this is the, undo, redo, cut, copy, paste. And then here we have got some symbols. So you can include the symbols in your email message. Here we have the insert code snippet. So these saved snippets are basically your code snippet content block. Okay, so whenever you save any code snippet content block, here you can see the in the form of the saved snippets. Now to the system snippets, these are basically the short code blocks that help you to insert the code directly from the system snippets. Now we already have talked about the physical mailing address, and that if you insert this, it will basically insert the physical mailing address in the email message, which is also required if you want to send the email from marketing cloud. Forward to a friend link, we have seen this, that you can forward the email to the friend using this link. View email as a web page. So basically when you click on this link, it will not work right now. So whenever we send the email to the customer, like in the email client itself, it starts working. So when the customer clicks on this one, the email will open up in the browser, okay, in the form of a web page. So if you want that, if you want to give that flexibility to the customer, then we can include that link, and this will basically help them to open up the email message in the web browser as a web page. Okay. Then there's nothing unsubscribe center, so user can unsubscribe using this unsubscription page. Profile center we already have seen. Subscription center, this is nothing. Okay. And this one, track email open. So this one is important. We already have talked about it, that we have to insert this code snippet if you want to track the open engagement activities in marketing cloud, right? So now third type of third way to create the email message is the text-based email message. Okay, where we can only write the text and nothing else. So these are the email messages which are lightweight, and you can use these email messages to send the transactional communication. Let's say if you want to send the email for the password reset or maybe for the OTP. So for such kind of communication, you can use the text email. Okay, so here we have very limited options. We cannot include any images, any styling, nothing like that. We can only write the text over here. Let's say this as text based. Here you can have the subject line as well. Okay, there's one more topic that I think that is not covered. That's a personalization string. Okay. This one is the AMP script function. So when we'll talk about the AMP script, then we'll be talking about these functions like uppercase, lowercase. So if you want to convert the string or the somebody's name into uppercase or lowercase, then we can use this formatting functions. Okay. Here we have something called personalization. So personalization means that if you want to personalize the emails, right? So how we can do that? So we have two types of personalization strings. One are the system based, and the another one are the customized, or you can say the user defined personalization strings. So if you want to write in personalization string, you have to use double percentage signs, and then you have to write, a column name, let's say first name, okay, and then double percentage signs. Then what will happen? It will display the first name of the customer. Now, from where the system is going to pick up the value of the first name, so it basically depends. So if this value, like, available as part of the a profile attribute. So for example, if I'll come over here, the system is like this. So if we have this, field name as part of a profile attribute, then we can use it this way, right? And this will display the first name of the customer. This first name is basically stored in the all subscribers list, right? So any profile attribute that we have, if you want to, fetch the value from the all subscribers list and then show it in the email message, then we just have to use this double percentage signs followed by the profile attribute name, and then followed by double percentage signs. So this is the way that we can use. Apart from that, okay. Apart from that, we have the system attributes. So these are the attributes that we have not created, right? So these are the profile attributes that we have created, right? First name, last name, age, and everything. And here we have got some of the attributes like email name, job ID, member ID, subscriber key. So these are the attributes that we have not created. So let's say if you want to include a subscriber key of the subscriber in the email message, then what we can do, and we just have to click on the subscriber key, and here it is, our subscriber key. So what will happen, let's say if we'll do the preview, and let me delete this one first. So it will, display, we'll have to include the mandatory code snippets. So let me just do that first. So physical mailing address, unsubscribe center, and profile center. So now we'll do the preview and test. It is not showing anything. Is that a subscriber or not? Okay, I think this record is not a subscriber. That is why it is not showing anything. So let's choose any other record, which is basically a subscriber in all subscribers list. So let's choose this record and click on select. Okay, so here it is showing, right? So here it is showing the subscriber key of the subscriber. So why first name is not visible? Can anybody tell me? So here we are trying to display the first name of the subscriber and subscriber key of the subscriber. So here we can see the subscriber key is populated, but the first name is not visible. So can anybody make a guess and I mean just think and analyze and try to answer why it is not available? I mean, why first name we are not able to see?
I think it is not matching with the attribute like what you mentioned.
No, it is matching. So with attribute. So
I mean,
the Mhm.
here that
So here we have the first name, right? So we have taken it from here now. First name, this one.
in the
This
data, did we mention as a first name or like is it just name? Like
it is fetching the value from the all subscribers list, and in the all subscribers list, the profile attribute name is first name only.
okay,
So why we are not able to fetch the first name, because there is no value for the first name, right? So in the all subscribers list, we did not provide any value for the first name for this particular subscriber, but we have the value for the subscriber key, right? So if you want to fetch the value from the data extension and populate it on the email message, what we can do, we can just mention we can also use these attributes, these data extension fields as a personalization string as well. So if you want to convert anything, or if you want to use any field name as a personalization string, what is the syntax or what is the format that we need to follow? We need to use the double percentage signs, and then followed by name of the attribute, followed by double percentage signs. Okay, now I'll just do the preview and test. Okay, so here we are able to see. So this value is coming from the personalization string. I mean, this value is coming from the name attribute in the data extension. The subscriber key is coming from the subscribers list, and and we do not have any value for the first name in the all subscribers list, and that is why we are not getting any value for this one. Okay. So we have two types of personalization string: user defined, system defined. So these are the personalization string that system created, right? Subscriber key. We did not, create this field. So that is a system personalization string, and this is the user defined personalization string. Okay. Okay, so we have talked about the email messages, email templates, content blocks. Now, what you guys can do, you can pick up, 3 to 4 email messages in your inbox of, various types, and then you can try to replicate the same in Marketing Cloud. Okay, so let's say if there's any email message from Amazon, right, and you want to replicate this in Marketing Cloud, so you would be first of all, creating the text content block, image content block, or maybe you will be choosing a theme, and then you will be designing the email, right? So try to replicate the email in Marketing Cloud and see if you are able to do that or not. Okay. Now next we are going to learn about the SMS messages and mobile app messages. Okay, so let's click on SMS message. So we'll be understanding the mobile studio in the next class maybe. Okay. So let's say if you want to send a SMS to the customer, what you would be doing, you would be developing a SMS message, right? So the way that you develop the email message, we have to develop the SMS message in the same way. Now, here we can add a message. Let's say, let me see. Okay, so generally we receive the transactional message, right? Bank amount withdrawal messages. So let's say we can write something like this. Let's say HDFC Bank, rupees the debited from let's say 1 to 3. Okay, on let's say some date let's say to 1023. Okay. Here we can also populate the current date as well. For that, we have to write the IMP script. So I'm not going into that thing for now. We'll be talking about the IMP script in upcoming sessions. But here you can also populate the dynamic date. Let's say if you want to personalize the SMS, then what we can do, hi, and then let's say if you want to write the first name of the customer. Okay, so we can write something like this, that hi, the first name of the customer, HDFC Bank, rupees is this debited from this account on this date. Okay, now let's say if you want to add any URL as well, let's say we can write click here, no, to raise a dispute or something. Okay, and then we can basically mention the URL over here. Now generally what happens is that for the SMS messages we have a hard limit of 160 characters. Okay, so we cannot go beyond that limit. Otherwise what will happen that if we have like if the limit is exceeding, then it will break down the SMS message into two parts to the customer. Okay, so what happens is, let's say if we have a SMS message which contains 180 characters, then the customer will be receiving two SMS messages in which the first 160 characters would be there, and then in the second SMS message there would be remaining 20 characters. Okay, and from the billing perspective as well, uh, the client basically will be charged for two different SMS messages. Okay, so we have to make sure that the character limit is under 160 characters if we are developing the SMS message. So that is why we have the option over here to shorten the URL, because URLs are generally contain more characters. So what we can do, let's say if we have a big URL, let's say just for the demo, let's say if we have this URL, okay, and we want to shorten it, so we can just select this and then we can click on shorten URL. So this will basically convert this into your bit.ly URL, which is shortened URL. So this will basically help us to keep the characters less in the SMS. Okay, here also we have this functionality to concatenate the message. So it works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't work. So for the smartphones, generally we have the feature that if it is coming from the same sender, then it will basically concatenate these messages and will show the customer in one only. But in the normal standard phones, we don't have this functionality. I mean, there the SMS will be will be broken down and it will be shown to the user into two parts. Okay. Here we can generate a preview by code type. So let's see if we want to generate a subscriber preview. What we can do, we'll click on the subscriber preview and click on select source. And here we can choose a data extension. So the way that we press, generate a preview for the email, just to see that what the message look like for different subscribers. So here we have to choose the data extension. Let's say this one, click on select. Okay. So let's say if somebody's name is Nrsimha, then it will show hi Nrsimha and all these details and this link over here. So this is how we can design the SMS message. Now let's click on editor. Here you can write the description, customer key, and these are the settings. So let me just now save this SMS message. Say bank transaction. Anybody is in doubt in this? So in mobile app, we'll be learning that how we can design and develop the in-app messages and the push notifications. Okay. So in-app messages are those messages that you would see inside the mobile application, right? So if you have any banking application installed in your mobile phone or any other, different type of in application mobile phone. So what generally happens is, let's say if we talk about a banking application, and when we open the application, so we generally get this pop-up, right? We generally get this message about some or the other offer, maybe personal loan offer, maybe credit card offer, a home loan offer, right? So we get this pop-up every time we open the bank application or mobile phone, right? So how do we do that? So here we have three different type of messages, in-app message that we can choose as a layout. So full page, it will be visible to it will take the entire space of the application. We can basically show the message as a banner, or we can also show the message as a model. Okay. So let's say if you want to go with this option, we can choose any of this layout, and we'll click on the next button. So here we have the flexibility to either hide or show a particular section. So let's say if you want to hide the image, so it will look like this. If you want to hide the title, so whatever the section that we want to hide or show, we can control that one. So let's say if we want to add one image, so we click on browse button, and then we can choose an image. Let's say if we want to choose this one, click on select. Okay. And here we can write some title. Let's say exciting home loan offer for you. Okay. Now in the message we can give some more details about the loan offer. Get the home loan now at very, let's say, affordable interest rates. Okay. Or whatever we want to write. And here we can name the button, let's say apply now. And then here we can set the behavior. So either we can dismiss the message, so like it would be a close button, or if you want to redirect the user to some web URL where they can learn more about the, or where they can apply for the home loan, right? Or we can open a page in the application, open device settings, so the location settings. So these are the different options that we can choose. So let's say we want to redirect the user to the different page. So here we can insert the URL. Let's say it would be learn more. Okay. And here also we want the user to redirect to maybe let's say open a page in the application, and here we can insert the URL. So this is how we can manage the content. And for the design part, so the design would be basically again the same thing, like background color, radius, if you want to change the font color, font size, if you want to do the alignment on all of these styling options that you will get. Okay. Also, if you want to personalize, then you can use the personalization string to personalize either the title or message. So whatever the content that you want to personalize, you can personalize the same way. Okay. And we can also see it different. So in mobile device, it would look something like this. In tablet, it would look something like this. Okay. So now let me just save this. Let's say home loan in app message. Let me just save this. Okay. Next we have is push notification. So push notifications are those notifications that you receive from your installed app in a mobile application on your notification panel, right? So you keep receiving a lot of notifications from Amazon, maybe Zomato, Swiggy, YouTube. So we receive a lot of push notifications all the day. So how we can develop the, or how we can design the push notification. So here we have again multiple sections: title, subtitle, message, and open behavior, right? So in title, you can mention, let's say, you, okay. Okay, let's say again, let's say if it is about a home loan, then you can mention the title, let's say, home loan or something. And then here we can mention the subtitle that, customized, maybe home loan offer for you or something. And here we can write the message that about this push notification. Let's say tap here for more or something. And then we can choose the behavior. So we want the user to redirect to the application when they click on this push notification, or go to app URL or to a cloud page or the web URL. So let's say we want to go with the open the app. Okay. Again, if you want to personalize the title, subtitle, or message, then we can personalize it as well. And also here we can set different devices that on Android it would look something like this. On iPhone it would look something like this, and things like that. Okay. Don't push message. Okay. Anybody is in doubt so far? Okay. Okay, so we have discussed pretty much everything in the content builder, about the email creation and the SMS creation and the push and the map messages and how we can upload the content.